Good evening. Today is Thursday, April 30th. And I thought it was the 29th again. It's good for me to write the date every day so that I can be forced to confront the actual truth of what day it is. Hi, Lori. Hi, Kristen. It was nice to see your pictures, Lori, of your cabin. So I was trying to get ready. Getting ready for this meditation basically means like looking in the mirror and making sure there isn't like some hair that's standing on end or something, and getting my candles ready and just making sure that the general overall environment isn't totally chaotic. So kicking out everybody from the living room or whatever. It's not that big of a deal, but it's been a ritual that I've had every night now for 37 days. And I usually try to kind of come with the right mindset as I do when I teach yoga, which is just that I've had a moment to collect myself and synthesize the things I've been thinking about during the day and kind of be in the right mindset to do something like this. And that's really more of an overall project in my life rather than a moment, moment before teaching or guided meditation kind of thing. So, but I just kind of was reflecting on all the things that happened in the last couple of hours in my house, which really aren't that dramatic, but helping my son edit a paper that's due and talking to my husband about the news that he received about his job, which is that he won't be going back to his office until minimum October. So he's going to be working at home, which has been okay, but it's just, there's just so much uncertainty in the air right now and in our lives. And so I feel like my practices that I do, meditation, yoga, are a refuge from that because they're very regular and they're very much the same thing over and over again. And this meditation that I've been doing in the evening is basically me getting up here and repeating pretty much the same kinds of words night after night. And sometimes when I'm getting ready to do it, I think why would anybody want to do this? It's just going to be the same thing. And then I remember that that's why we do it. Because it's all about having that structure and container so that you can go inward and experience the structure of it and have your own unique experience within the confines of those forms and formats that are familiar and comforting. And so I don't know how much longer I'm going to do this every night, but I was talking to Key, who does one in the morning, and we were thinking about maybe doing once a week or something like that as we move forward. We had kind of committed to doing it during the quarantine time, and May 4th, which is Monday, is the day where some things are starting to open up in our state. So it might be a good time for us to shift into a different schedule. But so if you're just showing up, I see Matt. Matt, are you really there? I would ask you to find your seat or bring yourself into a position, perhaps on your back, where you can spend the next 15 or 20 minutes in this familiar way, taking some time to go inward. So I might recommend coming onto your back if you can. And my house is really quiet right now. Maybe you have some quiet. Maybe you have a comfortable place where you can stretch out, and maybe you can find some things that will make it more comfortable for you. I'm sitting on my cushion, as I always do. Maybe you too have a pillow or a blanket to put over you, something to cover your eyes with, so that you can be really comfortable during this next 15 minutes or so. So finding yourself on your back and allowing yourself to be fully immersed in this time in your own experience. So perhaps closing your eyes and allowing your body to be very heavy and to really feel the back of your body against the floor. So feeling the places where your body is touching the floor. So you might feel how heavy your head can be, the back of your head up against the floor. Feeling the back of your shoulders, the flat bones of your scapula, your shoulder blades. Maybe tucking them under a little bit so that the front of your chest can be more open. You might begin to feel your breath now coming in and out through your nose. Just feeling the familiar feeling of being now here, present with yourself in this way on your back. Feeling your breath. Quieting yourself in this way, so allowing your body to be very heavy and relaxed and soft. So feeling softness in your belly and in the front of your chest. Feeling the air coming in and out through your nose. So all of these familiar things that I've been saying night after night for 37 days, some of you have participated daily, starting to be a ritual for you, perhaps. Something that you can take forward for yourself is this ability to ground yourself and center yourself and bring yourself into the awareness of your breath and your physical body. So allowing yourself just to be with all of the noises around you. So in my house right now, I can hear noises in my backyard. I can hear creaking of our patio furniture because I think Werner's sitting out back right now. And I can hear him talking to the dog or to the neighbor or something. And that's all kind of off in the background. I can hear some car noise in the background. My house is pretty quiet right now. I can also hear some noises in my own inner world. I have some kind of ringing in my right ear, which I can hear. I can hear little noises. In addition to my voice, I can hear little noises like when I swallow, or I can hear my breath. So all of these things that you're hearing in the background, just kind of let them be there without any like annoyance or without attaching yourself to them, just letting them kind of float by and be part of your background, so that wherever you are, you can always kind of drop in. Even if there's noise, you can always drop into this kind of experience of calm in your own body, mind, spirit, practicing. So that's what we've been doing. We've been practicing, doing the same thing night after night. If you have any clenching in your jaw, or you have any furrowing of your brow, or any tension in your face, just try to release that. Just see if you can let that go. Just imagining that your face is very soft and relaxed, and maybe even kind of getting wider, the skin on your face. You might feel like it's easier to take breath in because everything is so relaxed. It's flowing. The breath is flowing in and out of your body. Into the heaviness of your body. And feeling soft in your throat. So the breath comes in and it goes down through your throat into your lungs. So clearing the way, making it open. If you feel right now in your body as you're laying here on your back, if you feel at all like your heart rate is still a little bit elevated, like it's not at a resting heart rate, you could take a longer exhale. So you could breathe in through the nose, inhale, and then just take a longer exhale. Do that a couple times and see if that helps to bring things into a calmer state, an even calmer state. And as you do that again, relax the face, feel the softness of your belly. Feel how expansive the back of your body is against the floor. There's no shrinking away from the floor or contracting. You're just able to be very, very relaxed and heavy. And the front of your body gets wider and more open. And just feeling into your own inner space right now, into your own inner world, feeling how much space there is there inside of you. Like you're literally making more room in your body to breathe. You're clearing the way in your nose and in your throat. And by relaxing, you're allowing the breath to come in more freely. So the front of your chest is relaxed. Your belly is relaxed. And then perhaps as you become more focused inward, some of the things about the world and about your day and about your life can kind of fall away. So all of the things I mentioned at the beginning of this that were happening for me, talking to my husband about his work and working from home, and talking to my son and trying to plan a future that is very uncertain in many ways. All of that's kind of falling away now. And it's getting quieter and more spacious. And you might be able to feel that too. That it's quieter for you and more spacious now. And you can use my words as a point of focus, but really you're still in your own inner space with your own breath. Your senses are, you're turning inward, so like you've got your eyes closed, so there's not as much visual distraction and stimulation. You're learning how to let go of the noises around you. Your sense of smell and taste aren't as difficult usually during meditation. They're not as distracting. Excuse me. They could be, but probably not as distracting. And then, of course, there's all the sensations in your body. Even just the feelings of the air brushing against your skin, or your body touching the floor, or any kind of discomfort that you might feel while you're sitting or lying in meditation. So you can always shift around or do things to make yourself more comfortable, or you can stay and just allow it to kind of come up, whatever the sensation is, and then to kind of fall away and dissolve. I'm an extremely fidgety person. Like, this has plagued me my whole life, being a person who needs to move my body a lot. And, you know, I'm probably like a kinetic learner kind of person. So sitting in a desk is really not my ideal situation. And so sitting in meditation is challenging for me because I fidget a lot and I move around a lot. And so having a guided meditation or a yoga class first, or going for a walk, all those kinds of things have made meditation easier for me. And I hear people often say, well, I can't meditate. I try, but it's too hard, or I'm too distracted, or it doesn't work for me, blah, blah, blah. And so that's it's sort of like, I heard a metaphor for this, like, you don't say, like, I'm too dirty to take a bath. Or like people say, I can't do yoga because I'm not flexible. And so that's like, maybe that's going to like the most idealized version of meditation or yoga. Like, you're supposed to go immediately from 0 to 100. But really, all we're trying to do is to be still and find our breath and observe ourselves in meditation, and observe our thoughts, and observe our sensations in our body, and be still and stay. And this is kind of what life is asking of us, not only right now, but all the time, that we have to find a way to make our way through our challenges and obstacles and difficulties with some measure of grace and some amount of fortitude and resilience. And so for me, these mindfulness practices have been very helpful in that regard, because I've learned a lot about myself and how to stay and how to breathe through. And so if you're still here, if you've been here and been listening to me yak on here for the last 15 minutes or so, and you're calm and you're breathing, I just want to say, like, good job and congratulations. And maybe some of you have gone off, maybe some of you have drifted off to sleep, maybe you've gotten up and you're in your kitchen making dinner and I'm still talking away somewhere on your phone. I don't know. I'm not sure. But if you're still here and you're still laying on your back and you're still listening, bring your attention back to your breath now. Just bring it right back to your breath. Feel your breath like in a new way. Feel the breath coming in through your nose and down into your lungs, expanding your lungs, nourishing your body, oxygenating your body. And then feel yourself exhaling, and be curious about your breath. Like, what does the initial part of that breath feel like? What does it feel like as it's inside of you? And then how does it feel as you slowly release the breath? So that's one way to approach meditation practice, is with curiosity. With curiosity about yourself and your inner experience and about your breath. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and there was a there was a number of different religious people on talking about strategizing for getting through this time, time where we're quarantined and we're dealing with this pandemic. And so there was like an imam, and there was like a rabbi and a priest, and I think the priest was an Episcopal priest, and he said there were 3 things that he thought were really helpful during this time. The first was humor, which I think goes without saying. It's so helpful and has really helped me a lot to get through this. The second was friendship and connecting with people, and this has been, hi Laura, this has been that way for me, this experience in the evening with those of you who've come and hung out during this meditation. And then the last one was faith, was his faith in God. And, we all have different conceptions of God and faith, but that could be broadly translated if your conception of God was different than his, or if you don't believe in God, or I think the concept of faith is still a valid concept, regardless of your orientation towards God. So having faith that this is temporary, having faith that this will pass, having faith that we're making progress, having faith in your relationships, that they will sustain you throughout this time. Having faith in yourself and your own resilience and your ability to get through. And then perhaps having faith in a higher power, if that's part of your lexicon. So I liked that. Humor, friendship, and faith to get you through. And I think all of those things build resilience. So if you're planning on coming back up to your seat or coming back into your evening, you might just you could draw your knees in towards your chest if you're on your back, and just roll onto your side and come back to your seat. And if you're going to stay where you are, that's cool too. So making your way back to your seat for a couple more breaths, just balanced breaths in and out through your nose. Feeling the expansion and contraction of your lungs with the breath. Being curious about your breath and about yourself in this now upright position. And then you might bring your hands together at your heart. You can hear Rosie barking in the background. And you might just take a moment, a pause, and have a moment of gratitude for yourself for showing up for yourself again and again in the ways that you do. And just bowing your head to your own practice, to your own inner teacher, your higher self, or your higher power. Namaste, and I will see you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.